Hi, welcome. Thanks for joining. My name is Eric Peters. I'm the division president of BGSF's professional division, the professional services operations here that we operate. And I'm always excited to have the opportunity to talk to my good friend Demetrius Short, who's with Transformation Life Center. We are here today intentionally to speak about Juneteenth, but also to speak about Transformation Life Center, the partnership we've enjoyed with Demetrius over the years, and give a little highlight because Demetrius, I have a lot of people that ask me all the time, what is TLC? What do we do? They see our posts, they see you running with a suit, they see us, handing out water bottles, and so it's always good to connect with you, man. Thanks for doing this. And maybe for those joining for the first time, Demetrius, can you share a little bit about your background and the journey that led you to forming Transformation Life Center?
Yeah, absolutely, Eric. And thank you. It's always a joy to be in conversations with leaders like you. My journey, started at Fisk University, where I was the first in my family to graduate college, a first generational college student. But it wasn't without struggle. I didn't have a car, didn't have a full ride scholarship. So I literally walked, 3.1 miles, every day, suit on, carrying a briefcase to my internships to basically pay my way through college. And that journey, literally and figuratively really molded me into who I am today to the core. After graduating, I felt a strong passion and purpose to give back and to help, create a pathway to success for students who, like me, had the potential but didn't have, all of the resources. And that's how Transformation Life Center was birthed. We exist to, cultivate future leaders, build a more diverse, and highly capable workforce. And we do that through leadership development, leadership programs, and connecting students to resources and the community engagement to help them not just survive, but lead in a world that, hasn't always made space, for them.
Awesome. I think back, you and I got connected through our late great friend Daryl Freeman.
Yes.
Some of the conversations I had with him, and subsequently now even with you, have certainly changed what Juneteenth means to me and my perspective, because I think it's all about education and hearing each other out and communication on things that bring people together. But what does Juneteenth mean to you personally, and how has your perspective on it changed over years to now the current role that you're in with TLC and running that organization?
Yeah, Juneteenth to me, represents more than the delayed announcement of freedom. A whole group of people in 1865 were free, but didn't know they were free. So Juneteenth to me is not just about that delayed announcement, but it's about a mirror that I live by today. And that mirror reflects how far we've come, but Eric, definitely how far we still have to go for equity and inclusion of all people. To be honest, growing up, I didn't know much about Juneteenth in school, but as I matured and became more rooted in the community and my individual purpose, I began to, really understand how powerful the symbol of delayed justice was, but also the enduring hope that we have for a better community for all people. And now Juneteenth is the fuel in my tank. Every day I get up, I look in that mirror, I look and reminded of what Daryl put in me as a mentor, hiring me over 30 years old to see an African
Hmm.
American male with influence and to say, as I always say, sometimes we have to see who we want them to be. And Daryl was that person, and many other individuals, black and white and like, who took me under their wings and treated me as someone who they saw with potential. And so now it reminds me that I have an opportunity as CEO of Transformation Life Center over 15 years. We celebrate a decade and a half this year. Wow. And it reminds me that freedom isn't just about chains being broken, but it's about, what do we do with that freedom today in 2025? 1865, that happened. Here we are in 2025. What is Demetrius? what has Daryl passed on? What has Mr. Jim Beard, the CEO of Caterpillar
Hmm.
Financial, who I walked from Fisk to Murphy Road, tears in my eyes,
Wow.
suit, who took me under his wings and looked me in his eye and said, if you were my son, wow, what a powerful thing. He looked at me and said, if you were my son, I wouldn't waste the business acumen that you have just in IT. Demetrius, you are a blossom, a word, a pillar of influence. Don't let anyone put you behind a desk. I see your mouthpiece in a bigger thing than just an IT guru. And here I am today,
Yeah.
30 years in IT software. I'm working, a nonprofit leader where I can use my IT, I can use my influence and my leadership skills. And now, most importantly, I get to help build systems and opportunities and communities where all people, particularly as Black and Brown, can thrive through dignity, purpose, and as the future leaders of Nashville and the world.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'll brag on you for a second. For people that haven't met you, they're watching this. You can see the passion, the motivation, the inspiration, and it's infectious. I tell you, I congratulate you. And I think back to something Daryl and I used to tell us. He'd say, it's good to talk, it's good to communicate,
Mhm.
it's good to share passions and feelings, but what are you going to do about it? The actions. And so someone like yourself is very, very good and very inspirational, very passionate, but you do that with actions. How do you see Juneteenth, not just a celebration of freedom, because you said that earlier, and I agree with you there, but a call to continue to work, continue to have actions? How do you see that from your lens?
Yes, indeed. I mean, that's a great question. I mean, and we celebrate, Black History Month, Latino month. Everyone has a month or a day, but it has to become more than just a moment. It has to become a movement. And so the question is a great one. And Juneteenth just can't be about what we're going to celebrate in a couple of days and what started this weekend, fireworks and festivities and come here and let's celebrate. It must become in my view, a fire starter. It needs to become something that ignites action. The freedom was delayed in 1865, and many young people today still experience delays in access, Eric, access to education, access to resources. Some of our students with 3.9 GPAs, they don't have a model. They're the
Mm,
first they don't have a big brother, or their mother
hmm.
and father uh, don't have an education. So they are going to be the litmus test for whoever comes behind them. And all they need is for us to provide access, provide those leadership opportunities and the economic resources they need to really thrive. And I believe, Eric, I truly believe that they would be like me, who didn't just go on and get my dream job with IBM in 99 and say, thank you, I'm going to be whatever I want to be. No, the call to
Yep.
action was move forward by giving back and get involved in your alumni association, your church, get
Hmm.
involved in your employee resource group, right? BGSF has a ton of uh, organizations and employees who can be celebrated. Get involved with those. So it's got to be a fire starter.
Hmm.
And I see Juneteenth as a checkpoint every year. It's my time to pause and not see it as a finish line, but we honor Daryl Freeman. We honor our ancestors by continuing the work to equity, workforce development, and leadership cultivation. And every time we see a student get hired by the Lakers, what's happened, or HCA, or our partners, that go forth, or secure an internship, or become the first in their family like me to graduate, that's Juneteenth in
Yep.
action. And that's really freedom fulfilled.
That's powerful. That's powerful. Um, Let me ask you to kind of pivot towards Transformation Life Center. I mean, the name itself, it carries a powerful message. Um, what does transformation look like in the actions through the programs and the services that you're offering?
Yeah, I struggled with naming, this, Eric, because I believe names have power and it's an emblem and brand of what you really do as a nonprofit. Transformation, I believe, is the most powerful word in the world, to become, right? Their starting points, people give up along the way. You can be a doctor. Well, it's going to be hard. Heck yeah, it's going to be hard. I don't want anyone on ChatGPT becoming a doctor and doing brain surgery on me.
Yeah.
It takes work. We
Yeah.
all want someone who can persist through and can buckle down. So transformation to us really means changing the narrative. There are some kids that you have supported, uh, that will never become who they believe they can be if it wasn't for you all getting out there to that race and investing in us. They see more than what their environment says they can become. So we are
Hmm.
changing the narrative by equipping young people to lead with purpose, despite the barriers they face. We can't adopt them all. They are going to go back to places where parents are telling them you're going to be nobody, like you're no good father. We put them in food deserts, right? Some of the kids we
Yep.
impact, the best meal they get, Eric, is the meal they get at a workshop that you helped fund. That's the best meal they get for the week, one day a week, because we don't see, the actual place that they live, and it's not a good one. But we believe that we focus on three E's: exposure, education, and empowerment. We believe that we can expose them to things beyond what they see on a daily basis. We can educate them, get them on a pathway, whether it's skills or trades, or if it's a 2 year or 4 year education. And then we can empower them to know that they have mentors and coaches that they could not afford, equipped each and every day when we come in and say, "Good morning, successors. How are you?" They're in an incubator that believes that they can dream big, they can fail fast, and they'll always have a support system to know that we believe that you don't have to be a product of where you are. There's another chapter of your life to grow out, as we all have as successful businessmen and
Hmm.
women, that it's not where you start, it's always where you end. And they can lead it, they can reshape it, and even replace systems that are not pro them, as they grow and become men and women of influence in the Nashville community.
Yeah. And give them a sense of belonging, right? I mean, you mentioned
That's it.
earlier the ERGs. That's something that we're very passionate about. I give Beth Garvey, our CEO and chairman, a lot of credit for putting that through, in play. And I see the impact because I've been to your events. I've seen the videos. We've got some pictures we're going to throw up here on the post that
Yes.
people can look at of some of the events you guys are empowering people with. Um, but for those that kind of learning your message here for the first time, learning about TLC for the first time, and I don't know how people aren't moved when they hear you and hear what you're doing and how fired up you are about this, and it is impacting lives.
Mhm.
So for those people that want to get involved, with Transformation Life Center, either personally or through their business or their employer, what are some recommendations there?
Yeah, thank you so very much. I mean, for us, we have various ways to get involved and not to overcomplicate things. People are like, well, I don't know how to connect. I have a family. I work a rigorous schedule, and we like for people to move from hearing the work to really helping doing the work, and it can look like this: volunteering, mentoring, a workshop, leading a workshop, facilitating a workshop, or just saying, "Hey, Demetrius, our Ignite network, where Daryl Freeman and some of our influential
Hmm.
leaders stay, they're our Rolodex of individuals who, when we come in contact with these amazing students and they say, 'I want to own a IT firm one day,' Ignite network. Eric, hey, Eric, got a student at Belmont Fisk that would love to spend some coffee and conversation time with you. Would you have 30 minutes and we connect you
Hmm.
with a student, because the book is only going to tell you so much. Who cares about your 3.9 if you can't take those skills and the wisdom you learn on campus for 4 years, and they translate into job skills for today? Then these students are going to continue to be left behind. So we
Yep.
see individuals like you and the Daryls and employees who can say, "Hey, here's my pathway into my career. I'll be happy to share that." You can join our Ignite network, a simple 2-minute application to say, "Here's my background." Anytime you have a student who wants to pursue where I'm at, I'd be willing to spend 15, 20 minutes lunch with that student. That's the first engagement place. The second one is, through our 15th annual 5K race that's coming up September 13th. Haven't
Yep.
been able to get Eric or Dennis in the suit yet, but I'm still working on it. But for the 15th year, I'll be suiting up, cufflinks, suit and sneakers, and I'll be running in the 15th annual Steps of Success 5K at Shelby Park, September 13th. There are sponsorship opportunities for you and your company to get involved through participation, a healthy run or walk, sponsorship, water or mile marker sponsors. We can connect you to our biggest staple event, September 13th. And then lastly, just in exploring workforce readiness partnerships. If you have an HR department and you're like, you know what? I like that guy. I like what TLC is doing there. Our core values align with what they're doing, cultivating future leaders and a highly capable workforce. We would love to meet with you and see how we can create and cultivate internships, job shadowing days to bring these underserved youth into your company. Let them see your environment, your culture, see how it is to get entry-level positions, and we can work on that through our partnership initiatives with our Pathway to Success Leadership Academy. And of course, investment, if you have foundations or have investment opportunities, we have partnership and sponsorship opportunities at the TLC level and also at the program level.
Yeah, I highly recommend for those interested, reach out to me. I can certainly talk to you about, a sponsor, what we feel that we get out of it, helping pay it forward and giving back to the community, and then volunteer time as well. You're right, Demetrius, that's needed, and we certainly have loved working with your organization and also partnering with other organizations, be it FISC or Nashville State Community College, or reaching out to these students. So. Very important topic. I appreciate your time. I think the connection between the celebration and the education on Juneteenth, but the action items coming out of that mirror right into what Transformation Life Center is all about. And we're proud to be a partner and a friend of yours. And so we wish you continued success. And we'll have more in the link down here below on learning more about Demetrius' organization or reaching out to him personally. So thank you, my friend.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you so very much. We appreciate you.
Okay, bye-bye.